There's some characters who have been at levels never before reached in their understanding, and have no one strong enough to challenge them in any way. And it's not just a psychological problem, like, I can't prove to myself how strong I can get now because I can't defeat anybody. It really is a physical issue. At a certain point, practicing technique, practicing strikes and holds and grapples over and over again, and focusing on that starts to provide zero benefit. And your body's not getting any stronger. Blake, do you want to go into that a little bit?
You see, there's nothing hard enough that they can train with. There's no material that they can make training equipment out of and train with it without completely destroying it in multiple ways. So they have to train with each other because it's the only other thing powerful enough for them to train with and get stronger against, because force against force, at least with Saiyans, definitely is the way they prefer to get stronger.
Yeah, because of their biology, they can tear themselves down and rebuild themselves stronger again and again, like we saw Goku do in the capsule on the way to Namek.
Yeah, in the Capsule Corp spaceship.
Yeah.
We saw him get multiple Zenkai boosts. We saw him purposely hit himself with
really powerful
ki blasts from him being Kaioken, and him just tanking it as a part of his training. Well, he's trying to toughen up his body. He doesn't have a sparring partner to hit him to get his body toughened up to be hit.
Now, there's the overlooked aspect of their training, the thing that we want to get into a little bit, Iron Bone.
Yeah, that's something we almost never get to see them do in Dragon Ball. It's almost never mentioned. I mean, Goku does say in the very first episode, or very first chapter of the manga, Grandpa Gohan trained me to be like iron. Therefore, he was doing Iron Bone training, clearly. He even used the right wording.
Right.
But it's never really shown, him doing it. You never see him sit there and punch a mountain thousands and thousands of times to toughen up the bones in his fists and forearms.
So when he strikes at full strength, he doesn't just obliterate his own body.
Yeah, like in My Hero Academia. When that kid got All Might's power, when he tried to use it, he punched someone with it, broke his arm in like a dozen places.
Yeah, and this is a major problem. They, in newly transformed states, can't access the entirety of that power still with that transformation.
No, you see, I think when Goku transformed into Super Saiyan on Namek, he could have been a lot more powerful, even with the same power level, if his durability was higher. He could have used more of it at once, if he had a higher durability.
Right. So you want to explain the thought process behind Iron Bone training and what people who do Kung Fu are actually doing?
Yeah, it's actually based off of a proven scientific principle called Wolff's Law. And that states that the small lattice structures in the center of your long bones, called reticuli,
or some such
like that. It's a medical term.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. Well, when you break those down through repeated, poundings from hitting like a bag of sand or a tree or even a punching bag, you get microfractures in those lattice works in the center of your bones, which acts like a lead core in a wooden, club. It lets it have that strength in the center of it, and
as those fractures build over time, it becomes denser and denser and denser.
Because it heals up bigger, because it's like bone scar tissue almost. It keeps healing back thicker. So you're getting thicker, denser bones.
So as you rock your bones with vibration, they get damaged, they heal back much like a muscle. They heal back bigger and stronger
Yeah, we're not just talking about Saiyans. This is a principle that all humans can take advantage of. We actually have a tiny little Zenkai boost factor too. We rely on that for when we lift weights. We tear our muscles apart and they build back stronger to handle the stress. We compensate. Saiyans are the best at it in the universe.
And you can do the same thing for your bones.
Exactly. And for them to be able to do that powerful, they have to spar and hit each other.
It takes striking force.
It does. And the only thing dense enough to hit without destroying or killing is another person as strong as you then.
At that point, you're killing millions of people just to gain, I don't know,
one session of the training.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just not worth it at that point.
And by the way, boys and girls, when you do iron bone training or iron palm training, it's 1,000 strikes a day.
Minimum.
So
it's very fun.